Before you had the SMP treatment, did you consider or try any other hair loss solutions?
Yeah, as I was telling you, the first solution that I considered, because it was an option right there and getting a little more and more popular, was hair transplant. I mean, back then they were not like the micro grafts. It was only like the big scar, so FUT and not FUE back then. I just didn't like the result. I mean, I had seen like some celebrity who had done it, and since as you can hear, I have a French background. In French, we call it randonnion, which means onion field, meaning your hair are just lined up in perfect straight line, and it just doesn't look good. And definitely being involved in the fashion world, I didn't want to have a comb over, or I didn't want to have like such a light amount of hair to cover the space that was balding, that it would just look like a cover up. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the word. I didn't like the cover up. I wanted to get something that gave me a feel of volume or a feel of density, and I couldn't find anything back then. About 10 years into my hair loss, so that's I was in my late 30s. I had done some research, because we do research like our option as time goes by, and you just want to change the situation. And so I came across some hair system. I believe that's what it's called. It's kind of a net that has like natural hair weaved into it, and through a cosmetic process, they cut the net to fit the airline you would like to get, or incorporate it inside your hair, and then use a medical type glue to glue it wherever it has to stick good to your head. The promise is that you will be able to get like a fully normal life with that hairnet. It's true and not true. If you like to take a strong shower, and you like to lather up your hair, and you're active, you do sports and stuff like that, I tried, of course, and it was fun, because it allowed me to play a little bit with different hairstyle. But
Yeah.
I definitely was not happy about the. I wouldn't call it aftercare, but there's no doubt. In the summer, if I was on holiday or something like that, with the heat, the swimming, the little tip here, there, or anywhere was starting to get unglued, and so you develop an even more concern look that people are going to notice that maybe there's a little piece of hair sticking up. So
Got you.
it didn't work for me.
So the maintenance of the hair system was a little bit too much for your liking, was it? Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's my lifestyle, or the if you do not take multiple showers a day, and maybe if you do not expose yourself to the heat, I believe that the glue does its job, and you get like a little bottle of glue that you can do a fix up yourself in the bathroom if something happened.
Yeah.
But it affected my confidence again, because once you have the hair loss hidden, it's just you wouldn't want to be like talking to someone. Of course, it's never going to fly away like you can see in a comedy movie, but the fact that like the edge turned a little bit, it's still maybe you'd be the only one noticing it, but I didn't like that. I kind of like perfection, and so nothing did it for me.
It's funny you say that about it not flying away, because I follow a reggaeton artist. So he sings like a Spanish reggaeton music, and he was actually live on stage. His name's Faruco, and he was live on stage. And you know when they have these sort of steam things blow up on the stage, it actually blew his wig up while he was live in front of thousands of people. I shouldn't laugh. I mean, it's a horrible situation to be in, but it just kind of brings home the kind of the issues that you can have with those kind of hair loss solutions, I guess, right?
It wasn't for me, that's for
No.
sure, because I mean, up until the time that I committed with SMP and Scalp Culture, I never find a solution that was giving me at the same time the look I wanted, with the density I wanted, and the carefree or almost free life about my hair compensation.
Well, that brings me on to what I was going to ask you was what made you finally decide on having scalp micropigmentation?
Now you're getting into my intimate life. No, the to be very honest, the way it happened is like you learn to live with it, you accept it more or less. You feel less comfortable in certain situation. You may feel or may not feel uh, less confident, and especially in social aspect, when you have a social life, going around, going out with friends, you always worry. But what really uh, made me look into finding a solution again, after about 10 or 15 years of, I had progressively shaven my head like shorter and shorter, to kind of not have this comb overlook. uh, I was probably at an event with my son, and somebody took a picture of group, and I happened to be like looking the other way. And when I saw the picture, I made a joke of myself, asking my son, saying, "Do you know who this guy is? Because he stole my clothes." Because I didn't feel it was me. Actually, for me, the biggest deception about the hair loss is that that hair loss look wasn't how I felt inside. There was a gap, and there is like this preconceived idea that you get to lose your hair as you get older. So I felt like the fact that I was really balding a lot on the back part was making me look older than I felt inside. And
Yeah.
I started doing research again, and I came across the scalp micropigmentation possibility, and I digged in a little bit deeper and deeper into it. And since I am living full time in Asia, but I have relatives in US and in Belgium, I did my research on three continents, and I came across Scalp Culture while I was traveling to Belgium. Contacted them, and uh, I was pleased with the online service, the answer I was getting, and like. Kept on doing research, and then decided that I would probably do it while I was traveling to Belgium. It worked out that I did it in Thailand because you were opening a clinic back then too in Bangkok, and that was more comfortable for me.
Excellent. So how long has it been since you had the SMP treatments?
It's about 4 years now, maybe 4 years and a half.
Yeah, and how do you feel now that you've got the treatment? I mean, do you feel happy with it? Do you feel like it's kind of solved your hair loss issue, shall we say?
What hair loss are you talking about? Do I look like I have lost my hair?
No, you look like you're shaving it.
I That's the whole point. I mean, the service that you get from scalp micropigmentation practitioner is just that there is no more hair loss, because you are not hiding your hair loss. Actually, it's a perfect shaven head of hair look that you get, and the aftercare is quite easy to accommodate yourself with, because you don't have anything to do except maybe avoid very strong sun exposure if you want to keep the treatment for the longest time.
If you enjoyed this clip from the Scalp Culture podcast, be sure to check the links in the description box below to see the full video.